He's the slick talking, jive walking, the one and only morning host, your favorite hostess with the mostest. It is Adam Josh.
Hello everyone and welcome. Welcome to the Morning Banana Show. My name is Adam Josh and this is Peter Marcus Plantainus. It is June 10th, 2025. We are at Morning Banana Show number 220. Believe it or not, 220 bananas, 220 times we've done this whole thing together. And to celebrate on 220, June 10th, 2025, I thought I would show you guys and introduce you to Peter Marcus Plantainus. He was a donation. Somebody, a Morning Banana Show fan named Mark, shout out Mark, followed the link and he wanted to donate. And it just so happened to be the exact amount that Peter Marcus cost. I bought Peter Marcus from orchard around here called the Orchard of Flavors. A friend of ours, Miguel, runs it, and it all worked out. That's how we got it. I planted him the other day. He's been on the farm here for a few days. I have a bowl of cereal here with a banana, not a plantain. And I like plantains. Have you ever had fried plantains or plantain chips? I have. Miguel says maybe we'll get plantains this year. We'll see. He's pretty big, as you can tell. Miguel was saying that this is a combo fruit where if you pick that banana too early, it'll be sweet, and if you let it sit for a while, then it'll be a little bit more like a plantain. So he said he noticed that basically depending on when you pick it, it's a banana or a plantain. So I hope you guys are doing well. We're in the Peter Marcus section of the farm. The regular Morning Banana Show film set is over there on our lower terrace beyond the trellis. And I hope that you guys have had a good week. Today, June 10th in Portugal is called Dia do Portugal. It's a holiday here, so the kids get to stay home. I think most businesses are closed. There are a lot of holidays in Portugal. I think in countries that's really hot, people are kind of just looking for a reason to be on holiday. Today, it rained a little bit in the middle of the night here in the Algarve, and right now it's like overcast. Desiree was just telling us that our friends from California, have packed up a sea can and are sending it here because we were helping them look at a property, a couple properties. A lot of people lately seem to want to live in Portugal. It's a popular tourist spot around the Algarve. People come here and they fall in love with the weather and the slower pace, more relaxed pace. The most chaotic thing you'll do here is drive on the highway. or drive down the A22 or the N125 or some of the pay toll roads. Those are people just, I don't know, they're in a hurry, but I don't know why. I said I would never have cereal on the Morning Banana Show again, but here we are. If you can't have a bowl of cereal on your own show when you want to, what is life? I forgot the cinnamon, but French press, dark roast coffee with some creamer, frothed up with an IKEA whipper. Last Morning Banana Show, 219, I was telling you guys about the Freedom Flotilla, the Madeleine, Greta Thunberg, and there's like other couple of famous actors and activists. I think 12 people all in all. I had my predictions of on what would happen. As far as I know, they are still alive. But predictably, the Madeleine was intercepted north of Egypt, specifically I think north of Cairo, but just getting into what they consider to be Palestinian waters or close to Israeli waters. So their ship was apparently sprayed with some type of white fluid that they don't know what it is. They've documented that. They had quad drones many times surround them. Many times their signals were jammed and trackers were somehow disabled. So ultimately, I think that the 12 people were escorted to the port of Ashdod, and then from there, the Israelis, the IDF had a plan to show them the same type of October 7th video tour that they showed Elon Musk. And then after that, this is like terrorism tourism, I'm pretty sure. And then after that, they were going to allow them, if they chose to leave, to go to, I think, Tel Aviv and fly out to their respective countries. This was as of last night. I'm not sure if there's any updates since last night. I woke up and I'm hanging out with you guys. I guess it could be worse. I think the Freedom Flotilla organizers have already said things like they're going to be just sending more ships and just continue. I think their hope is that there's a boat rush, actually, that they have people all over the world in their sailing boats and vessels do a boat rush to Gaza. I think that's the intended outcome in order to break the blockade and siege in Gaza. From the IDF's perspective, this is a military zone. So you can't come in a military zone. I think that's their perspective. So we went and looked at a property for our friends. That's one thing we did. I think we looked at two properties. Yeah. One was, it has a renter on it already, and then there's like a large ruin on it. And the other one was where we found the pig. Something to keep in mind when you're shopping for real estate. In Portugal, is the concept of having a ruin on the property seems like a good thing when you're shopping for property here. And it seems like a good thing because it helps you speed up the process of building on it, because it's all, the understanding is that if there's a ruin, then it's a registered domicile that people have lived in. And if it's a ruin, here you can get around the application process of doing exactly that, of registering the building, because it's already registered. Do you follow what I'm saying? Got a lot of paperwork if it's just a plot of land that is in a zone that's for people to live on, like residential zoned. A lot of paperwork in general, but you reduce the paperwork by a little bit if there's already a ruin, because the ruin is a registered domicile. And then within that, you're allowed to add on a little bit here and there, but not too much. There are limits. The funny thing is, and this is the point that I made at the last place we looked at with a large ruin, the point that I made was, if you turn the clocks back 100 years or 200 years, whenever these structures were built, do you think anybody was getting permits first? Or did they just build the house first? So originally, these houses were not built up to any code. Maybe the code of Fernando, the code of Nuno, the local builder guy who knew how to build things. And I say that because if you look at enough ruins here, you'll come to the same conclusion that I've come to, that they were not built with any code, and sometimes they were not built well. So the fact that you get a little bit of a leniency on some of the paperwork if you buy property with a ruin is kind of like, it's bizarre, because it might not be a good thing that there's a ruin. Objectively. And this was a perfect example, this place that we looked at, one of the two places. It has a ruin, a lot of land in the countryside. And when we walked up to it, on the inside, there was a pig living there. I think a pig sty, or like a pig farm. The pig was territorial, but not aggressive. I didn't see its teeth as an example of how it was behaving. It didn't try to bite us, but it did kind of shoo us off the property, which was weird because the gate was open, so it could have left at any time. So it literally wanted to be where it was. So in that case, you know, as I said, we're not viewing the property specifically for ourselves, but there was a price around 160,000 euros, I believe. And so if you were interested in buying that property and you sent somebody like us there to go check it out beforehand, and, you know, I have a bit of a construction background, and we've bought property, we've sold property, we own property in Portugal. So having somebody like us on the ground, and also we've renovated so many things, but having somebody like us on the ground here, we went and took a look at it, and I think instantly walking in the property or on the property, we might have saved them quite a lot of money, because they have a negotiation point if they're actually interested in buying the property. This place is being used to house farm animals right now. And you know how people can fake things with the photos, like they show a domicile, they show that it's a registered ruin. That might be a selling feature, but in reality, with your boots on the ground, you're seeing, yeah, the house is being used to have pigs just live in it. The whole thing was just overtaken with pigs, or like a farmhouse. They don't you know, want to tell you that, because you buy it. Maybe they clean out the pigs, maybe they don't, and then you have this. Objectively, again, Desiree and I have been talking about this for what, 2 years now. But objectively, you have this demolition project and then a construction project. And so, what the heck was the fact that it's a registered ruin helping you? Like, financially wise, yeah, there's going to be paperwork, but financially wise, I mean, it might not be helping you at all. So, some people are in a hurry, right? And when they hear about all this paperwork in Portugal, and the fact that nobody in Portugal seems to be hurried for much of anything other than driving, it can kind of be a buzzkill to try to buy property. It's not just that either. There's other factors that contribute to the slow moving pace of things here. One property the size of ours could have 4 or 5 owners, and so all of those owners have to be consulted before a property is sold, which can make things difficult. And holding on to property here can cost you as little as 10 cents a year, or around €1 a year, depending on where your farmland is or whatever. If you pay property taxes on farmland, sometimes they can be like dirt cheap, literally. So there's a lot of weird things about Portugal that maybe you're not used to, and our friends who want to come live here are sending their sea can. It's on its way. And I think they've actually viewed more properties than we have in total. So I'm not telling, like, what I'm saying right now is no surprise to them, and they know the ins and outs of buying real estate probably better than we do. But it's fun to get together with people who have tried to buy real estate, or who are homeowners here or property owners. It's fun to get together and chat with them, because you know, one of our neighbors, for example, on just the weird old school bureaucracy mashed up with modern technology, he said, you know, there are all these laws about getting married, but I heard of an older law that if you bring 3 of your neighbors to the courthouse, they can act as a witness, and the courthouse has to register your marriage. And so he was having problems with, you know, getting documents and getting them all notarized and certified, and then somebody told him about this old law, and so he gathered 3 of his neighbors, because he had been in Portugal for, I think, 10 or 20 years at that point. He gathered his neighbors, and they went to the courthouse, and they said, you know, this is an older law on the books in Portugal, that if I bring my neighbors, they can testify that they know me, they can vouch for me, and I'm getting married to this person. And it worked. So, you know, trying to figure out the existing laws in 2025, that's one thing. Trying to figure out the laws that were on the books before you were born, that's another thing. So, esta Portugal, this is Portugal, you know, I love it here. And I think Peter Marcus loves it here. If you guys want to donate and be the type of people that Mark is, that donate and have a tree planted for as little as, this was €20. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It was €20. And for as little as €20, I can plant a tree that size. You might like that. You might enjoy that. You might be thinking, I'm offsetting my carbon footprint. This is fantastic. Or you might just want to support the channel and don't know how. I don't mind planting it. I literally took the €20 and gave it to Miguel, and Miguel gave me the tree, and I planted it. And then I had to buy some extra soil. So, I mean, I'm investing my time, my energy in my soil, but also getting plantains, right? Ideally. So it's a win-win. Everyone wins. Mother Nature gets to thrive. I get to eat plantains. Mark feels good. Peter Marcus gets a home where we love him. I was going to plant him in the banana circle, but we're going to start with this spot and see how he does. So far, so good. I think I want to keep the banana circle just for bananas, not plantains, but we'll see how lonely he gets. I don't know. Thank you everyone for watching the Morning Banana Show. If you want to support the channel, the links are in the description below. Like and subscribe. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Are you tired of reincarnating? Me too! Now show the world that you don't want to reincarnate with this Do Not Reincarnate t-shirt!